Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, since Poppy Playtime Forever dropped, I keep getting loads of questions about build mode. Now, I've already answered loads of them in 2 previous videos, but I still keep getting asked the same questions. So this is your full guide to Poppy Playtime Forever build mode, starting from the very basics, all the way up to power items, jump scares, sound effects, and much more. Now, I'll leave timestamps down in the description if there's something in particular you want to find out. And before we jump into it, I would appreciate it if you guys dropped a like. Now, let's jump in. Starting with the basics, the first thing is how to unlock build mode. To unlock the creation suite and start building your own maps, you need to complete the story chapter first. Once you've completed the story chapter, you'll be able to open the door to the creation suite and start building your own maps. Next up is how to add Huggy Wuggy to your game and customize him. Okay, so to add Huggy Wuggy or another NPC, first of all, click on Stamper, then go to Essentials and select NPC. Position this on the map wherever you want Huggy Wuggy to spawn. Next, to change his settings, click on Config, and you'll be given these options. So you've got Kill Radius, which is how close the player needs to be to Huggy Wuggy to get killed. The FOV angle is the angle that Huggy Wuggy can see. So if you leave it at 150 and the player is stood behind him, then he shouldn't be able to see you. Then you've got options like sprint speed, chase speed, view distance, and walk speed. You can also make it so Huggy Wuggy doesn't chase the player. To change this, click on aggressive and change it to disabled. Now if you have more than one skin, you can change it from Huggy Wuggy to one of the others. To do that, click on skin, and then you can select whichever ones you have available. Now I've bought the Killy Willy Game Pass, so I can have Killy Willy instead of Huggy Wuggy. Now if you've bought some of the other skins like the golden Huggy Wuggy or the red Huggy Wuggy, those can only be used in one place at a time. But if you have the Killy Willy Game Pass, you can use it in as many places as you like. Now if you want Huggy Wuggy to patrol in a certain area, then you can use patrol nodes. To do that, go into Stamper, go to Essentials, and find the patrol node. Now for this example, I want Huggy Wuggy to just stay in this area. So I'm going to place 4 down in a big rectangle. The next question I've been asked is, what is the Gumball machine for? Now this is really simple. This is literally just where the players will respawn when they die. Now of course, I know this thing is huge, but you do have to have it in your game. Otherwise, players won't be able to respawn in. But that is it. That is all the Gumball machine is for. It's literally just where the players will respawn. The next question is, how do I change the walls, floors, and ceilings? Now this has been really buggy, but apparently the devs have now fixed it. So to change the decorations, all you do is go onto tile mode, hover over the section that you'd like to change, and then click on the paint bucket. Here you have the options for floor, walls, and ceiling. Now let's say, for example, I want to change my floor to concrete. Then I click on floor, select concrete, and then I can change the color by clicking this. So for this, I'm going to go for blue, and then click confirm. Now if you only want to change the floor, but not the walls or ceiling, uncheck these 2 boxes. Now it'll only change the thing that's checked. Once you've set it up right, click on the section you'd like to change, and then it should change color. You can do the exact same thing for the walls and ceiling. So I'm going to click on wall, select brick, and I'm going to make it this kind of red color. Again, click on it, and it should change. Same for the ceiling. I'm going to go for bubble, and I'm going to select a yellowish color. Click on it, and there you go. Now, there was a huge bug where it was just making everything black no matter what you selected, but apparently the devs have now fixed that. But if you have that problem, the only way I found to fix it is to leave the game and rejoin it, and then it should work. The next question I've been asked a lot is, how do I publish my game and make it public? Now this is really easy, you just have to test it first. Now the reason for this is to make sure that players can actually escape your game. So once you've got everything set up the way you'd like it, click on test, and when you escape, you should see this pop-up saying test successful, would you like to publish now? So just click yes. And there you go, your game is now public and other people can play it. The next question I've been asked loads is, how do I make more than one game? Now unfortunately for this, you do have to buy a Game Pass. To buy it, go into the shop, and it's this UGC expansion which currently costs 299 Robux. Now if you have that Game Pass, go into the console, and where it has the list of games, click on the plus icon, and this will make a brand new place. Okay, so the next thing I've been asked a lot is, how do I add dialogue? Now this one is really simple. All you do is go into Stamper, click on Essential, and scroll across until you find the dialogue trigger. Now whenever a player touches this, that's when the dialogue will pop up. So place it in the map wherever you'd like the dialogue to pop up, and then select it and click config. Just click in this top box and type in whatever text you'd like to pop up. To make sure it works, click on test, and then as you can see, when the player touches it, it'll pop up with your message. So the next thing I've been asked loads about is these 3 items. So you've got AND gate, OR gate, or NOT gate. Now at the moment, these have been disabled by the developers because they were too buggy. But just to give you an idea of what they're for, The AND gate is if you want 2 puzzles to open 1 door. So if you wanted players to have to complete 2 different puzzles to open 1 door, you would use the AND gate. If you had 2 puzzles and you wanted the players to only figure out one of them to open the door, then you could use the OR gate. And the NOT gate would be used if you wanted players to complete a puzzle to close a door. Now, like I said, at the moment, these things don't work. But when they do work, I'll do a full tutorial showing different examples on how you can use them. Now, this question has been asked so many times, how to make a chase scene. Now, at the moment, unfortunately, you can't really do it. And the main reason for that is right now, Huggy Wuggy walks through stuff. So because he can walk through walls, doors, or anything else that you throw in his way, you can't really do a chase scene as such at the moment. But once that's been fixed, I'll do a video showing a couple of different examples on how you could do a chase scene. Next thing is how to make stairs. Now, unfortunately, there aren't any preset stairs in the game. But you can use your imagination and you can use some other different blocks to create your own stairs. So if you wanted to build more than one floor, you could do something like this. So for this example, I'm going to use the wooden block rectangle. Just position it down somewhere, rotate it, and place it slightly under the floor. While it's selected, you can click on the duplicate button, move it across and slightly up, and then you just keep repeating this until you have a set of stairs. Then you can use other parts like walls and flip them over so they're flat and create floors for a second level. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is something really cool that I think not many people know about, and that is that you can add your own music and sound effects. Now to do that, go into the stamper and search for speaker. Then you can click on config and you'll see these options. So you've got plays when powered, max distance, looped, and sound ID. Now it's already preset with some Poppy Playtime music, and this is what it looks like. This is a really great way to add some atmosphere to your games. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a really cool trick that you can do with these speakers, which is create an audio jump scare. So again, you're going to want another speaker, but this time we need a jump scare sound effect. So to do that, I'm going to go into Roblox Studio and I'm going to open up the toolbox and just search for jump scare. Once you've found one that you like, right-click it and click Copy Asset ID. Head back to the game, click on the speaker that you want to play it, click Config, go down to Sound ID, and then paste it into this box. Now if you don't have Roblox Studio or you just want to use the one that I'm using, this is the Sound ID. Once you've done that, click Confirm. Now for a jump scare, you don't want it to keep looping over and over again, you just want it to play once. So to do that, click on Looped and click Disabled. That way it will only play once. Then scroll up to the top where it says play when powered and make sure you click enabled. Next we need something to trigger it. So for this example I'm going to use a door with a hand scanner. So for this you'll need a door, a power block and a hand scanner, and then you just need to connect them all up. So click on power and go from the power block to the hand scanner, from the hand scanner to the door, and then from the power block to the speaker. So if you've done it exactly like I've done it, what should happen is when you open the door with the hand scanner, it should trigger the audio jump scare. Now let's test it out. Okay, so I do the hand scan, door opens, and there's the jump scare sound. I think this is a really cool feature that not many people know about, and I think it'll add some really good jump scares to the game. Now the next thing I've been asked is how do you change the name of your game? Now this is really simple. Go back to the lobby, head back inside to this terminal, find the game that you want to change the name of, and just type it in this box. Once you've typed it, hit enter, and you should get this prompt. Just click yes that you're happy with it, and there you go, you've named your game. Okay, so next up we're going to move on to the power items. Now the first thing we're going to cover is the keycard door. So first of all, get yourself a door and a card scanner. Put them into position and rotate them however you like. Now we need to connect them to each other. So click on power and then click on the green arrow on the card scanner and the orange arrow on the door. Next, we need to tell the card scanner what color keycard we want to use. So select the card scanner and click config. Go down to keycard and you can choose from red, blue or black. Then you can go back into stamper, find the right color keycard and position it somewhere in the map. Next up, hand scanner door. Now of course for this you need a hand scanner and a door. Put them in position, then click on power. Then you need to connect the hand scanner to the door. So click on the green arrow on the hand scanner and then the orange arrow on the door. This should automatically insert a power block. If for some reason it doesn't work, click on the hand scanner and go to config, go down to where it says sticky and make sure it says true. Now it should be working fine. Next I'm going to show you how to use a keycode door. Obviously you're going to need a door, but then you also need a keypad. Get the keypad and put it on the wall. Next select the keypad and click config, and this is where you set your 4-digit passcode. Then we need to connect it to the door. Go into power and make sure you connect them up using the orange and the green. And once again, it should insert a power block. Now, of course, we need players to be able to figure out what that passcode is, so for that we're going to use the numpad code digit display. Position it somewhere around the map. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to put them on the wall. Because it's a 4-digit passcode, I'm going to have 4 of them. And to change what number they display, select one, go into config, and change the number in code answer index. Now, there has been a bug where it wasn't displaying the right number even after changing it in the settings, but it looks like the devs may have fixed it. Next up, how to use the junction box. Now for this to work, you'll need 2 junction box puzzles, at least 1 wire rod puzzle, a door, and a power block. Once you have them all in position, click on one of the junction boxes, select config, click on source, and then make sure it says enabled. Make sure you only do this for one of the junction boxes. Next, we need to select power and connect them all together. So on the junction boxes, click the green arrow and connect it to the orange arrow on the power block. Then click on the power block and connect the green to the orange on the door and the orange on the rod. To make sure you've connected everything correctly, click the power button twice and it should show up something like this. Now you should see the electric going from the junction boxes into the power supply, but electric going from the power supply to the rod and the door. If you've done it correctly, it should look something like this. Next up is how to make a fuse collection door. Now, of course, once again, you're going to need a door, but you'll also need a task drop-off container. You may want to position this really close to the door. Select it, then go to config, and scroll down to where it says max. Change this to the number of fuses you want people to collect to be able to open the door. Next, you'll need an item spawner. This is where the fuses will spawn, so I'm going to place 4 of these around the map. Now we need to connect the collector to the door. Select power, then connect the green on the collector to the orange on the door. This should automatically generate a power block. I'm just going to hide this out of the way. If you've done it correctly, when you collect all of the fuses and drop them off at the collector, the door should open. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, some of these things may be a little buggy, but hopefully the devs will fix the bugs as soon as possible. And if there's anything that I haven't covered that you guys want to know, let me know down in the comments. Also, I'll be checking out a bunch of different Poppy Playtime Forever maps, so if you guys have already made a map that you want me to check out for a video, let me know the code down in the comments. Hopefully that video helped you out, guys. If it did, please drop a like. And of course, if you want to see more, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay mega.